Hey there, Mosaic. I want to update us on some changes to our service because of the current COVID-19 pandemic. It's an understatement to say that we're living in unprecedented times that call for unprecedented changes to the daily rhythms of our daily lives. As a church in the U.S., we are navigating some uncharted waters as this virus greatly affects our church gatherings. Our government has called us to participate in a period of social distancing for an unknown amount of time, and we want to participate in this as a church. This is not fear-driven, but in a spirit of service to the greater community. As much as we can, we want to join with our community in helping to stem the tide of this growing pandemic. We also don't want to endanger any other lives. So there's a few things I want to remind us of in the midst of this. And first, I want to remind us that God is sovereign. God is on the throne. God is in control. God is still with us, and God is faithful. The second thing I want to remind us of is we have a great cloud of witnesses all over the world that have had to be creative in the way in which they gather because of outside forces. They teach us that the church can still be the church, even when outside forces try to keep us apart. We've got to go underground, church, for a short season. So let's lean in and listen to what God has to teach us. Third, I want to remind us that the church is more than a service, it's a people. Our gathering is crucial, but it doesn't define us. We are still the church. The elders have decided for at least the next 2 Sundays, we will suspend our public gatherings. And I want to share 3 things with you concerning our practices for the next few Sundays. And I want to answer this in the form of some questions. First, what will our Sunday services look like? Second, how will we continue to connect with our church family from a distance? And third, how will we attempt to serve and support one another during this crisis? So first of all, what will our Sunday gatherings look like? Well, this Sunday, we will have an online service that will be streamed through a new YouTube channel we've set up. You will receive a link in your email for this Sunday's service and our Facebook platform. So be on the lookout. Caleb will lead us in a time of worship, and I will bring a devotional, serve communion and benediction, along with giving you any announcements we might have. This service will go live at our usual time of 10:30 a.m. You'll have the opportunity during this time to interact with the worship and message through YouTube live chat. We'll be using our Facebook community board as well as another tool to connect with one another. So take some pictures of your family gathering to worship and share those on our community board. A few of you have already done that, and it's been great. For Mosaic Kids, Abigail will send out some activities, some lesson videos and worship videos you can do as a family with your kids. Do these activities either before our service begins at 10:30 or after our service, because it's really important for us to be together during this time, even though we're doing it remotely. And we encourage you to please continue to give online or send a donation through the mail. We'll also be taking up a special offering designated COVID-19 response to be used to help support members who are in need financially. So how will we continue to connect from a distance? Well, community is a big deal for Mosaic. So we want to find creative ways to connect as a church and as city groups throughout this crisis, whether it's for 2 weeks or more. So for our city groups, we want to encourage each group to use their own discretion in deciding how or if to meet physically. Some groups are larger and may not want to meet. Others are smaller and can meet the government guidelines of no more than 10 people. This will change, and when it does, we will change accordingly. We encourage each city group to find creative ways to connect each week throughout this crisis. For some, that might look like setting up video chats with the whole group, or maybe splitting up between male and female groups via video chat groups, where you can share scripture together and encouragement. We just want you to be intentional with connecting with each other through this crisis. Let's be the church, virus or no virus. Along with city groups, we're going to put together some midweek live gathering for about 10 to 20 minutes, where any of you can share a word of encouragement or testimony or something God has been showing you lately with one another. So how are we going to serve one another? Well, we've already set up a Mosaic response team to be a vehicle through which we support one another. This team will make purchases and deliver goods as needed. In addition, we want to help support members who have lost income through this crisis. We encourage you to give through Mosaic to help establish a fund as a pool of resources to be shared with those who have lost their income. I also encourage you to be the church among your neighbors and in your community. Are you aware of the vulnerable needs around you? Have you reached out to see if anyone in your community might need assistance? Are there any elderly neighbors that might need you to stop by the store for them to pick up some things? Look for other ways you can support your neighbors who are in need during this time. Mosaic, while this might be frightening for many of us, it's also an opportunity. It's an opportunity to slow down, an opportunity to rest in God. It's an opportunity to see how much our church family means to us. And it's an opportunity to have consumerism taken from us in order for us to experience the truth that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. Now, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace.